After 11 years of bitter civil war, the Imperium of Man finally has the rebel world of Badab Primaris completely surrounded. The rebel leader, Chapter Master Lufgt Huron, has pulled his remaining forces back into his capital's ultimate stronghold, a massive, custom-built citadel known as the Palace of Thorns. Despite having total air superiority, the Imperial attackers are stuck. The palace is protected by overlapping layers of energy barriers called void shields. Day after day of continuous orbital bombardment barely scratches them. The longer Huron holds out, the worse the Imperium looks. With conventional siege tactics doing nothing but burning ammunition, the Imperial commanders realize they have to try a desperate military escalation to break the deadlock. Enter the Star Phantoms. They are a loyalist Space Marine chapter known for their grim acceptance of heavy casualties. Their assignment is simple: crack the palace open, no matter how many men it costs. This tactical map shows exactly how they executed the breach. Bypassing the heavily fortified outer rings, the Star Phantoms launch a massive wave of armor drop pods from orbit, slamming straight into the palace's central power grid. The strike force destroys the generators. Instantly, the sprawling energy grid dissolves, laying the Palace of Thorns bare. The moment the shields drop, Imperial forces pour into the breach. What follows is a brutal room-to-room meat grinder as the Star Phantoms clash directly with Huron's personal defense force, the Tyrant's Legion. The impregnable fortress is suddenly a trap. With his walls breached and his heavy defenses gone, Lufgt Huron is cornered, and the time for negotiation has long passed. Knowing his citadel is lost, Huron attempts a full-force breakout through the subterranean catacombs beneath the palace, trying to avoid total annihilation. He almost makes it. But in the deep dark of the tunnels, Huron and his elite bodyguard collide with a loyalist assault squad led by Captain Drukal Androcles. The underground fighting is frantic and close. In the chaos, Androcles levels a Multi-Melta, an anti-tank thermal weapon, and fires it at point-blank range directly into the right side of Huron's body. The superheated blast incinerates Huron's arm and most of his torso. The rebel leader collapses to the floor, motionless. To the advancing loyalists, he looks completely, undeniably dead. Seeing the enemy commander fall gave the Imperial forces an overwhelming sense of finality. They had won. The war was over. But that assumption created a massive tactical blind spot. In the confusion of the collapsing palace, the Loyalists made the single greatest mistake of the entire war. They didn't secure the body. A handful of surviving rebels grab Huron's charred remains. Fighting a bloody rearguard action, roughly 200 of them managed to blast their way out of the catacombs and reach the last few functioning transport ships. As the Palace of Thorns finally crumbles into dust, this battered remnant of a once proud chapter breaks orbit, fleeing the Badab system. This map shows their escape route. They manage to slip past the Imperial blockade and dive straight into the Maelstrom, a massive, highly unstable tear in reality where the laws of physics break down. Imperial ships simply cannot pursue them safely into the turbulence. The Loyalists captured the planet, but they lost the war. By trading a complete strategic victory for a physical location, the Imperium allowed the infectious core of the rebellion to escape into an untamable sanctuary. Deep inside the gas clouds of the Maelstrom, Lufgt Huron hovers on the edge of death. Half his body has been reduced to charcoal. No conventional medical technology can save him. Out of options and consumed by bitterness toward the Empire that cast them out, his followers take a drastic step. They make a dark pact with the ruinous powers of chaos, trading their souls to keep their master alive. Over 8 agonizing days, Huron's ruined right side is completely rebuilt with heavy cybernetics. The centerpiece is a massive weaponized prosthetic known as the Tyrant's Claw, a brutal mechanical arm with a heavy flamer built directly into the palm. The resurrection comes with a sinister addition, a bizarre quadrupedal entity known as the Hamadryah. This demonic familiar slinks in Huron's shadow, bonding with him to grant terrifying new psychic abilities. The Melta Blast functioned as a violent crucible, incinerating Lufgt Huron's remaining humanity and leaving behind a scarred, hate-filled monster. When Huron finally stands, his surviving warriors kneel before him. He orders them to strike the Imperial eagles from their armor and repaint their gear blood red and black. The Astral Claws are dead. In their place rise the Red Corsairs, and Lufgt Huron takes a new name to match his new empire, Huron Blackheart. Blackheart uses the Maelstrom as an untouchable staging ground, launching pirate raids into Imperial sectors he once protected. The cost is severe. The original Astral Claws size is dwarfed by the Red Corsairs, as Huron absorbs thousands of renegades into a massive fleet. The Imperial victory at the Palace of Thorns was a catastrophic miscalculation. By focusing entirely on breaking a fortress instead of confirming a kill, the Imperium failed to end a localized rebellion, and as a result, they inadvertently engineered one of the most lethal chaos threats